Are you searching for a deeper understanding of your faith?
Inspiring Philosophy is your go-to resource for exploring the rich tapestry of Christian thought.
From biblical archaeology to philosophy of mind, we dive into the topics that matter.
Our content bridges faith and understanding, offering insights into God's existence and the reliability of the New Testament.
Join a community where faith meets reason and discover the answers you've been seeking.
Inspiring Philosophy, where faith meets understanding.
Erase the name. Now every idol sounds the same. A generation on its knees, begging comfort, killing peace. Oh, this is the price of pride. Dancing while the truth just dies. We fear the cross, embrace the chain. Our freedom's just another cage. In the ruins, a whisper stands, scarred and radiant, pierced hands. The silence breaks, the dark retreats. The king returned and thunder breaks. Where the last light fading under broken skies, chasing meaning in electric lights. But grace still burns where shadows fall. The dead arise, he conquers all. Take one last breath before the dawn takes back the
What's up?
What's good with y'all? What's going on? Okay, you said I have to have energy for you today, man. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Chad.
you asked for it, bro.
I'm sick,
Listen.
so Tim's gonna carry the energy today. Just so you guys
What's
all
good?
know.
What's good? A little beer grab.
Well, the Matt, actually, you know what? Here, Matt said it best. I filled my pool with atheist tears.
Atheist tears this week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. There's a lot to talk about here. I just figured it'd be good to kind of get on a stream, hang out with you guys. I don't really have too much like anything prepped really. I was kind of listening through some atheist videos today talking about this, and I just figured it'd be kind of good to talk about this because there's just a lot going on.
Facts.
I mean, Tim, I don't know if you looked through the comments when Joe like, what was your experience, I guess, watching what was happening with the atheist community once Joe made the announcement?
Dude, I've been saving videos on my Instagram left and right, bro. Literally, like, if you go on TikTok and Instagram, it's all you see. Every other video is someone being like, "This is my take on what's happened." And everyone's an expert sociologist and psychologist somehow.
Yep.
They got their PhD yesterday. They all happen to get their PhDs yesterday, right? So it's all been the same stuff. We'll get into it, but
yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I'm not impressed, nor am I surprised.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't want to make a slideshow manually, so I asked Canva AI to make this. So it's gonna look like, it's gonna look really goofy.
This is awesome. No. I'm so excited, bro. I love the way you said it like a boomer, bro. You're like, I made this. What is it? It's AI.
Yeah, I used AI to make. I hate it, dude. I hate it. I hated it.
This is awesome. This is what we want from you, bro. This is what we want.
So
this is great.
So I mean, like here, like this was like one of the first comments, like sets of comments that I saw basically once once Joe made this video public. Oh, here we go. We got a special guest too, by the way.
Hey,
Johnny boy.
What's good? See, now man, you know what, man? John, I would do so many things, but I'm not gonna say what I do.
Oh my goodness. So it's like I don't know if
it's the hat brigade. We're all wearing hats today.
Yeah, we are, man.
Let's go.
So it's like these are some comments that you just see on Joe's video. Like, I was seriously waiting for you to go, yeah, it's a joke, because your reasoning is wild here. Like like this is just a showcase, and you guys, there's so many of these. It's a lot of people either it all boils down to people thinking Joe is joking, which we're going to get into this that even more. People thinking he's having a manic episode, like he's literally going crazy. People thinking that he came to the conclusions too quickly, thinking he's being epistemically responsible, that he's always been stupid, so to speak, that it comes down to his psychology, that, this is just like, you know, what he grew up in, and he just got lonely and wanted to get back to things that felt comfortable. Like every other possible thing under the sun, other than Joe looked at the data, took his time to reason, and came to a conclusion that disagrees.
You know what I like about this? You know what I'm just gonna say. You know what I like about this? I like the fact that everyone's all of a sudden an objective Bayesian when it comes to evidence, but all the other times they're subjective. Okay, so it's fine when, hey, it just doesn't convince me. I'm
That's
not
actually
convinced.
Keep going, King.
Yeah.
This is
that's
a really
fine.
good point.
And we can't question that. We can't say, yeah, but what does the data support? Well, I'm not convinced. Okay, so we're not allowed to touch that. But when an agnostic philosopher becomes a Christian,
can we
all of a
pause
sudden
for 2
it's
seconds?
like, this doesn't what?
Can we recognize the fact that Than's just drinking a 2-liter of Canada Dry right now? Like, what is going on with that?
I'm sick. It's zero sugar.
All right.
You paused me for that? That's crazy.
I did, yeah. That was more important.
So anyway, shh. Okay. And then all of a sudden, right? Oh no, this objectively is not the support relation between the data and this. All of a sudden they can say that. When we've been literally saying that is the discussion that we want to have for I don't even know how long.
Such a good point. My gosh, dude. No, seriously. Like
hey bro, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you again. The other day, you saw the Britt Hartley video. If you're watching this, hop on the call, okay? You saw the Britt Hartley video. She said, "Oh yeah, this is another iteration of someone returning to their childhood religion." Of course, he's Catholic because that's what he was when he was a kid. It's like, okay, so we don't have to look at anything and any of his reasons, okay? Okay, you can just pat him on his head. Oh, you return to your childhood religion. This is all this is. So we don't even have to care about the data there. I'm over it. Right?
I'm a prophet. I called it. I said that's what people are going to say. Chat see me say it. I got it recorded. I said this is what people are going to say. Exactly that. I haven't even watched any of the responses yet.
Alhamdulillah. John is a
I'm running for the second Muhammad right now.
You see?
No, honestly, no. Now that you said that, Tim, this is actually even more interesting to me because it's like, what? Just a month ago, the skeptical YouTubers started coming at me for my whole Bayesian case for theism and the resurrection, and it's like, Dan doesn't know any of these things about probability and blah blah blah, and all this stuff is subjective, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, then this happens, and now all of a sudden, all these internet skeptics are like the ideal observers that,
no properly functioning and sufficiently informed reasoner would be led to conclude this based on the data. It's like, okay, so like I'm not even mad that they're saying it. I'm mad about the double standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not a double standard because it's not a double standard because, Tim, you don't understand. You just have to be stupid to believe these things. There's a biconditional relationship between being stupid and being a Christian.
John,
right?
what is the biconditional?
That's what Than was before he became a Christian.
No, that's transconditional. That was a funny one, man. I mean, look, there's a bunch of these pictures, man. Like, disappointing to say the least. New channel name, Majesty of... Look at this one's funny. No good reason.
Yeah.
This one...
Dude, I love this one. Of 1995. You
What's
should
a
really
Hindu
be a
Hindu.
Hindu.
Have you heard of the Hindu milk miracle of 1995? You should
become a
Hindu.
You guys are Hindus.
So it's like, okay, one, this is a funny one. But two, this just goes to show the fact that as soon as they realized that Joe is like serious, right? People in this camp of the atheists that are trying to ridicule Joe, they're not like they stopped listening to anything Joe is saying, any of the evidence that Joe is giving, right? And this happens anytime we even talk about miracles. It's not just Joe. Whenever I've talked about miracles, this is what happens. Tim, you've seen it happen. John, I don't know if you talk about miracles with your streams or anything like that, but
not really, no. But I'm planning on it. It's in the future.
Yes, I'm making a compendium for you. But like this is one of the things that happens. It's like, oh, well, if you think miracles are real, like what about this Hindu milk miracle? And that response in of itself just tells you that they did not listen to a single thing about how Joe is arguing about this. And nor the fact that, obviously that he's putting out, he said a 25-hour video series now on the topic. The Hindu milk miracle.
The 25-hour video series is just crazy. It's like, and I just want to say this real fast. Like, again, if we're going to hold these people accountable to rational principles, if I were sitting in their shoes right now, I remember literally when Ted Poston, bro, deconverted. Okay, John, if you don't know Ted Poston, he was a very rigorous and sophisticated analytic philosopher that was a Christian. Did arguments for God, all this stuff like that. And he all of a sudden one day became an atheist.
I think I did.
Do you know
hear
how?
about him, yeah.
Do you know how much time I spent? I just prayed for him. I was like, dude, yeah. I'm like, listen, with that dude's amount of knowledge and understanding, et cetera, and so forth, like my priors for he's just like one day said, I'm just gonna be unserious, like super low. So Joe before this, right? This is the aura Joe had before this. This agnostic, super rigorous, super unbiased, looking at the strength of the arguments for both sides, dude, right? Not to mention he has like 40 or something published papers before he was ever even close to being a PhD. Like interacting with all these people, right? Obviously ahead of his class. And everyone's like, yeah, dude, yeah. And he's like, hey guys, listen, like I looked at this evidence and I'm really convinced by this. Everyone's reaction should have been, you know what? I know Joe to be a thoughtful guy. I'm gonna hear him out.
No, not at all.
No. I look. I do want to give credit where credit's due. There is an atheist creator that, and I'll bring him up a little bit later. But I was like, one, very surprised by how level-headed he was, and I really want to give credit where credit's due with him. And you guys will see that in a little bit.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's funny with the atheists because they always accuse Christians of like that we reason with the conclusion already there. So we're like, oh yeah, God exists, so everything we look at has to point towards God. But then for some reason, when it's the other way around, it's like a Christian goes through the data, or sorry, atheist goes through the agnostic goes through the data and concludes that yeah, God is real. They start with the preconceived notion that God doesn't exist, and then just kind of throws away all their evidence. So it's almost like they're the pot calling the kettle black. They're doing the exact same thing. They start with the conclusion, then look at the evidence, then reason from there.
Yeah.
Well, that's everyone's response to miracles. And Than, I was actually going to give you your flowers here, which is you've noticed this even from what would otherwise be thoughtful people. I mean, miracles are just hand waved away all the time. Nobody actually, I don't know what it is about miracles, but no one actually takes the time to entertain them on the same level as philosophical arguments. Like they just have this
philosophical argument. Like at the end of the day.
Well, and that's even the worst problem, right? Which is they'll go through with a fine-tooth comb arguments for God. They'll go through the data concerning the Gospels, et cetera, and so forth. But the moment that the subject changes the miracles, right? Everyone has this almost default incredulous response to it. And it's just very strange to me. And so I feel like not enough vindicatory work has been done for actually giving it a rational shot. And that's what you're doing, right? That's, again, me giving your flowers there. That's what people need to be doing. But it was the fact that Joe brought up, like, okay, if Joe would have said, I'm convinced that bare theism is true, what do you think the reaction would be?
It wouldn't have been nearly as crazy.
Right. But he said miracles.
What if he said Islam?
Then, well, I mean, like, look, the internet outrage would have been justified then because you do have to really be stupid to believe that.
But do you think the woke people would have been like, oh yeah, we support him on his journey in Islam? Do you think they would have come at him just as much?
So,
well, that's a good question.
I'm not sure. I think they probably. I can't say, right. There'd probably be equal parts of people in that camp that felt that way, but wouldn't articulate it publicly because they need to virtue signal. And then there's the people that are just kind of authentic, that are more like liberal leaning, that probably would have said something. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can we also talk about like your bicep as big as my head? Like what's going on with that?
Someone did ask if we're all going to take our shirts off, by the way. Someone did ask that.
Say what?
Someone did ask if we're all going to take our shirts off in this stream at some point. I'm just letting you know that someone's running.
It's not happening.
I'll do it if Fan does it.
No, I'll do it if John does it. So it'll be kind of like a transitive property.
Look. I have already told people you can see that if you find my bodybuilding show in next year when I do it. I was almost going to say if somebody donates enough money, I'd do it. And I was like, no, this is a ministry. We're not doing that. There is a comment I want to address really quickly because this is going to be coming a lot now because you've been getting the smoke too on this. Oh, I know. Well, I mean, like, yeah, but now it's more so because people know that I defend a lot of the Catholic vindicatory miracles.
He's the Catholic, you see. We knew all along.
And so here's the thing. I have a commitment because I'm with Inspiring Philosophy. I have a commitment that I'm not going to share my denomination. And so you guys are free to make inferences all you want about my denomination based on the fact that I'm defending those miracles. But I'm not going to confirm or deny what my denomination is.
Only a Protestant would hide his denom, to be honest, that comment. That's the logical inference. You must be a Protestant because
Dude, John is making this so much worse right now.
No,
I'm making everything better.
No, I do really want to be serious here for a second, because I want people to come to Christ. There is a particular set of doctrines and dogmas and stuff like that I would prefer people come to, because I think that is what the truth is. However, the ministry work that we do here at Inspiring Philosophy is to bring people into mere Christianity, and from there, if people want to get pointed to a church that I think is true or anything like that, maybe we can talk privately or something. But nonetheless, I want to be serious here about this for a second, because I do think miracles are some of if not the strongest evidences for Christianity. And it's very frustrating to be in a position where I can present those arguments, where I can't present those arguments freely without having to deal with people starting a denomination war over it, if that makes sense. You feel me, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do some super chats real quick, and then we'll get back into some of the comments and stuff. Happy poop. Thank you for the shekels, Randy. Are miracles with no religious context in some way evidence against the idea that there is a God who does these miracles? For example, imagine a cup just floating around with no context at all. So a few answers. A few things. One is going to be miracles with no religious context. I'm going to say that you're going to have a very difficult time proving that there's no religious context. So, for example, I'm sick right now, and people know that. And let's just say, like, you saw me, you saw like some Dragon Ball Z key energy floating around me, and there's like I started to turn like yellow energies all across me, and then I'm like, guys, I feel better. Right? Nobody prayed for me, at least explicitly here between Tim and John, but that doesn't stop us from knowing whether or not anybody that's viewing the stream right now did. Right? So it's really hard to actually ascertain a lack of religious context. So there, the places where prayer is not explicit, those events, or where there's no explicit religious context, I would say those instances are underdeterminate. Now, that being said, show me those instances as well, like the floating cup one, stuff like that. There are a few instances. There are a few, like, for instance, cases where a miraculous healing is recorded in a medical journal for like a case report, but the fact that they were prayed for was taken out, because they're more interested in actually putting in like some sort of biological mechanism or something like that. I could talk for a lot about this particular question, but hopefully that's enough for now. Anything you want to say?
Nah.
Okay.
I think it's also going to depend on how you define miracle.
Yeah.
True. I agree with that, actually.
Tan and Black back at it again. Yes, sir. Tim, even with your AV problem, you won. Versus LDO.
Thank you. I am
There's too many
complete
big
agreement.
words.
Yeah.
Randy Bales with the memberships. Gold coin. But Tim, do it. Do the voice, Tim.
I can't do it. I can't do it on the spot now. I get too shy.
What is the Hindu milk miracle?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked, John. It's one of the most amazing proofs for Hinduism out there. Like, if you think that like you could prove Hinduism by taking some shrooms and then, like that somehow helps you cope with the idea that you just don't get female attention, this will prove Hinduism even more.
Yeah. You're so funny, bro.
As an inside joke between Tim and I. So the long story short is there's a statue and people would put drops of milk on the statue's lips, and over time the milk would go away because the statue drank it.
You know what's going through John's head right now?
Look at him. Wait, I'm like, look at this dude. He is yeah, he's shook. He's shook.
What's going through his head right now is he's like, I didn't know something could top how bad these Quranic miracles are. But he's got what's going through his head right now. He's like, I thought the Quran miracles were bad. He was like, I might have to do Hindu miracle streams now. Like he's like, you reshaped
I
his
gotta
whole
Google
thing.
it now. The Ganesha drinking milk miracle was a massive global event on September 21st, 1995, where statue of the Hindu Ganesha appeared to drink milk from spoons. Did it like open and gulp, or
No. Like, okay, the explanation
was it a
is
hot day?
No, it's not evaporation, it's perforation. So the type of stone it is, the water actually gets absorbed into the stone. The liquid gets absorbed into the stone. You can replicate it.
All righty then. I'm totally convinced. Let's convert to Hinduism. Let's go, boys. Tim, take the lead. You do it first, and I'll follow behind.
Nah, I'm good. I already experienced the emptiness of matter. Cosmic says, I was actually born with a PhD in psychology for real.
For real,
Everybody's a psychologist nowadays. Everybody knows what everybody's thinking.
I definitely think that in this stream, though, we should react to the Britt Hartley video.
I'm done with that. We can do that.
Because John really likes her. He's been beefing. John, you've
I
been
don't know.
beefing with
Who's
her
that?
for years, bro.
Who?
No nonsense spirituality.
I have no idea who that is.
The blonde woman who he's made a lot of videos about you, and you made a lot of videos about
Blonde
her.
woman. He made what?
Oh, what? No, what? Who? I didn't say that, bro.
Well, we'll get to it because super chats were piling in here. I just want to get through them a little bit more. Thank you for the generous super chat, Funkier Mink. Could that be
Funky? What are you
the
doing?
What?
That is my super chat. What are you doing? You're supposed to give that to me on my channel. What the hell, man? Man, you owe me $50. That's my money. What's going on here?
How many times have I gotten people to donate like crazy amounts of money on your stream?
No, I don't want. That's my. You're good. You got a job. You work for someone. I need that super chat.
This is crazy.
I'll email Netanyahu. Don't worry. On that note, Tim, I love how they also go straight to, well, the frequency of X miracles don't have vindicatory notes for X Christian denominate. Like, okay, bro.
Yeah. It's not in the fine print.
It's actually really funny. What is really, really, really funny about this is there's also, I don't have any pictures of this, but like there's so many atheists out there that are specifically using this argument where it's basically like, oh, Joe's a Catholic, but like, sorry, there's so many other Christian miracles out there that don't vindicate Catholicism. What are you going to do about that, Joe? Meanwhile, they're like, it's like they're inadvertently arguing for Christianity still. It's like, dude, can you like actually think about what you're doing for once?
While you're doing that, there's something I want to pull up. I know we're going through super chats right now, but there is something I think we should read.
Yeah, we can take a
really
break.
good on this.
We can take a break for a little bit. What do you want to pull up?
I actually think Andrew Loke had one of the most tame views of this as someone as himself
Loke's a Protestant.
Yeah, exactly. This is what he said. I'll share my screen here just in case people want to see it and not just listen to me yap about it. Share screen. All right, let me know if you can see this.
Yes, sir.
All right, so he said, When Joe Schmid told me back in March that he converted to Christian theism, I was so overwhelmed with joy that I almost couldn't sleep. He also asked me not to share with anyone. I am glad to finally be relieved of this responsibility now that Joe has made it public. Even though he is still a PhD student, he has one of the most top former non-Christian philosophers examining the case for Christian theism. That should actually mean a lot. In fact, I honestly think that some of the objections he raised are better than those leading atheist philosophers such as Oppie, Malpass, Linford. Ouch, damn, this is a big one. Although I think these rejections can be satisfactorily answered. Thus, I was very happy to hear that Joe was finally convinced by the strength of the evidence for Christian theism and that he experienced the goodness of God in the joy of salvation. One point I would like to mention regarding this video testimony is that in addition to the evidence for miracles in the Catholic tradition, which Joe mentioned, there is also evidence for miracles in the context of Eastern Orthodox and Protestant traditions, which have been rigorously peer-reviewed and carefully examined. See, for example, my previous post on the documentary Miracle and the book Testing Prayer, published by Harvard University Press, which I referenced. The evidence, I like this part. The evidences point to a God who graciously does miracles despite our imperfect theologies. For given some points of differences between Catholicism, Orthodox, and Protestantism, it cannot be the case that all these sets of theologies are perfectly correct, yet God does miracles anyhow, because Christ is ultimately exalted. He is the common Lord of Catholics, Orthodox, Christians, and Protestants, despite their differences. I just like that. I really like that, bro. Like, honestly.
Yeah, people turning this into an interdenominational beef, a chance to like squabble over that, are goofballs. Like, you just need to chill. We can beef about it at some point, but we need to celebrate the fact that last year he was saying that Jesus is not even God, not even a figure that's like some sort of deity, and now he's on big platforms saying Christ is Lord, Jesus is God, right? Christianity, right? Like bare Christianity, mere Christianity is true. Now he's claiming Catholicism, and you may disagree with some aspects in like the Catholic viewpoint, but you also have to give grace. It could be the case, let's say Catholicism is false, and this is just the path that he has started on that eventually leads to whatever truth that God wants to lead him to. Or it could be the case that the Protestant viewpoint is false, and then it's through his works that people are going to be led to the truth of Catholicism. Or it could be the case nobody's got it right, and we're still all leading to some sort of truth. But we have to recognize that miracles are being done. He's claiming Christ is Lord. Even if you don't see it as the fullness of truth, quote unquote, this is a good thing that needs to be celebrated. And people who are using it as a means to squabble, you're just kind of just little weirdos.
Yeah, I mean,
I love that.
So go ahead, Tim. Were you going to say something?
No. Like what John just said is facts.
Yeah, I do want to cover some of the interdenominational nonsense, because there's like a clip from some Protestants that was very upsetting to me, and I think it's just another thing we can look at. Yeah, but here's another one, right? He needs money and attention. Unsubscribe. No way Joe actually decided Christianity is true. He's just latching on to this because he needs money and attention.
I wonder if anybody's really done that, like sat there and went like, man, money's tight right now. I need to fix that. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm going to change my entire philosophical foundation and view of the world. And I'm going to step in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and I'm going to declare a thing that's going to get me attacked just so I can make some bank. That's
by the way, like
money.
In a profession, because Joe's a PhD student, he wants to get a position as a philosopher on faculty, and he's making a public proclamation of conversion to the Christian faith, citing one of the most quote unquote intellectually irresponsible arguments and positions you could probably hold in the eyes of the skeptics. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, honestly, if he wanted to grift based on religion, the best examples of grifting religion is literally Benny Hinn. Like, literally, dude, if you want to make, dude, have that guy's job, bro. You step up on some stages, you just yell some incoherent stuff at some people, they throw you some cash.
Yeah, I mean,
25-hour video series,
right?
Man, you're working too hard.
Because listen, Benny Hinn is right. You guys need to give me a bunch of money. I need a new hunting rifle, not so I can go deer hunting, but because I need to shoot the demons.
Facts.
Cue the doom
But by the way,
music.
this Canva AI generated slides, these are great, bro.
This is really cringe to me.
From
it looks
philosophy
very
to
AM.
comedy, bro. Like, look at this.
Yeah, that's so obviously. Anyway, okay, this one. I used to watch you for the philosophy. Now I can watch you for the comedy. Thank you so much. Like,
Then doesn't even look at the substance. Like he
No,
hasn't
he
really
doesn't.
presented anything that's of like deep substance yet, and everybody's already throwing him under the bus. It's
I'm
like I already know that. Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. When Joe puts out his 25 hours worth of videos on this topic, nobody's gonna. I'm not gonna say nobody. There will be people that attempt, and the attempts will be futile. The attempts are going to be people basically just cherry picking sound bites out of the videos, trying to argue against what Joe's arguing, and fundamentally misunderstanding the methodology and the argumentation. Like, rather than doing
Testimony's not evidence, you see.
that's gonna be part of it too, probably. So this one was on the video that I made that we posted on our main IP page. And this one's really funny to me because in that video, I explicitly tell people, I say to the camera, Joe is a good friend of mine. I've known about this for a while and I had to keep it a secret. Now I finally get to tell you guys. Okay. I say that in the video. And then the amount of people that commented something like this is astounding. Like basically me. Guys, Joe's my friend. He's been a Catholic for about a year now, and I'm super excited. I haven't been able to tell anybody, blah, 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 blah. Here's what he says. The atheist, he's lying to you. He's not your friend. He's
It's
breaking
denial.
you.
It's the first stage of grief. It's denial. They can't accept it.
Man, dude.
Wow, yeah.
Somebody asked in the chat, are we gonna go look at like videos from James Fodor and all that stuff? No, at least not right now, because it's pointless, because people are responding to a testimony video from Joe, not the actual argument from miracles. Like, people are making response videos trying to debunk I really want you guys, you need to understand how stupid this actually is. Okay? Joe made a testimony video. He's explaining the experience in the narrative of his conversion, and people are responding to that saying your argument is wrong. Do you understand how stupid that is? Like, I don't care how wrong you think he is. If I'm like, Tim, if I burn my hand so badly that the nerves feel like it's cold, and I say, Tim, my hand feels cold, are you gonna go, actually, Ethan, your hand is actually on fire, okay? And it's no, I'm talking to you about my experience.
I would do that.
That's the John, go sit in the corner real quick while the adults talk face.
You can't make me. I'm already here. You're stuck
I
with me now. It'd be weird
I
if you
wanted to
kicked
call
me.
you gay and retarded, but I respect the self-awareness and the humility to say that.
I did that today. Somebody's like, that food tastes like chemicals. And I was like, well, technically everything tastes like chemical.
Okay, well that's still different, because you're not telling them they're wrong. You're just being anyway. Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, another one. I think Joe's trolling you. It doesn't seem legit. Yeah, Joe's been trolling me systematically for a year. Like,
it would be an
straight up
troll, though.
psyop, bro.
Somebody else
Is this
from the
Reddit?
Discord. Yeah, somebody else from the Discord server sent me.
Wait, is there a Reddit post on this?
Oh yeah. There's Reddit posts. I wanted to screenshot some of them from Reddit, but yeah. As an atheist, like, he knows, like, okay, so this person's saying about Joe, when Joe says like his experience as an atheist, right? He's recounting what it was like to be an atheist and an agnostic. And he says, like, as an atheist, like, he knows how all atheists think, and they're just missing those few things to make them Christian and love Jesus. If he ever was really atheist and learned enough about Christianity, read the Bible, thought critically, and brushed up on history related to the Bible, then he would never have become a Christian. Let me translate that for you. If Joe was as smart as me, and if Joe is as honest as a thinker as me, as a critical as a thinker of me as me, he wouldn't have become a Christian.
That's totally not arrogant or narcissistic.
This is why I'm saying I want an actual sociologist to do a case study, like a case report on this, because it'd be really interesting. I have a few like sociological mechanisms that I think are at play, but before we keep going, like, I do really want to say again, it's not all the atheists that are doing this. Like, I have atheist friends that are just happy, like the people at Real Atheology. Go ahead, Tim.
Can I read you a comment off Reddit?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, so I'm just supposed to ignore the attention money this conversion is going to bring? How convenient. Categorically removing psychological origins from discussion about nature of religion is absurd. If this grifter had any intellectual integrity, he wouldn't have announced his conversion until the alleged explanation was available. But what wouldn't drum up to be as hype as much? This dude is just another YouTuber. Who cares? How many papers did he publish, Tim?
He's posted like 40 papers. He's not even a PhD.
Yeah, that's
like,
the
like,
top comment,
legitimately.
by the way. That's the top comment. Oh.
What'd you say?
Wait, is he a PhD then, or is he still in
He's
graduate school?
still a PhD student. Yeah,
he's a PhD student. Okay, yeah. If I go to his publications, like.
Oh yeah, how many? He's got a lot of papers, dude.
He has, his most recent paper has 79 references. So yeah, so he has 22, and his most recent paper has 79 references. This is on Phil People. His all of his papers are well referenced. They're in prestigious journals. 22 papers prior to being an actual PhD and in a teaching position is really impressive. Yeah, like he's published in Erkenntnis for the step-by-step argument for causal finitism that has 4,712 downloads on Phil Papers.
Yeah, he's for people that think that he's just not a serious thinker, it's frustrating. And then there's like more comments, right? So you went from a reality-based belief system to fairy tales. After studying all the philosophical arguments for God, the argument for miracles is what got you. This has to be a troll. I picked this one because, again, case in point example of just how flippant people are with this argument. Go ahead, John.
Let's take this idea that like the hand waviness of miracles. I don't think even if it was the case that God didn't exist and miracles weren't a thing, to hand wave miracles is silly because the entire religion of Christianity is based off the fact that people were convinced by miracles. It all started on that foundation. So there's something about a miracle that is appealing to people, that is convincing to people. And to just kind of like hand wave it is silly because there's something there. So even if it was the case that miracles weren't happening, the idea of a miracle is appealing to humanity and it needs to be wrestled with and needs to be negotiated with. You can't just be like, oh, you're an idiot for believing it, because if that's very arrogant, because if like so many people in the world are convinced by miracles and you're like just the special, unique individual that's not, it's a very arrogant position.
Yeah.
Why am I wearing a hat? Somebody asked.
His hair's too beautiful.
That's why. Bad. It was really bad.
This one was really funny.
Let me see.
Either this is trolling or talking about Alex O'Connor, or Alex needs to address this.
Yeah, I don't know why Daddy O'Connor is being invoked here.
Alex O'Connor, come save us.
like it's so funny because like people look at him as like the arch like modern day intellectual, whatever the case may be, but like from an academic perspective, like he's not even on the radar.
Well, Alex refers to Joe Schmid for like
Yeah.
philosophical viewpoints. Like very often when they do content together, he's asking Joe's opinion, not he's not really imposing his thoughts upon him.
Right, exactly, because he knows who the teacher in the room is, right?
Yeah.
Which is I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, just like Tim does with me, right? When I'm in the room, he shuts up and listens, and he knows
Facts.
who Dad is.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the only white guy
So
in the room. so we
what's
have
your most
to
recent
shut up
paper you
and
wrote,
listen.
John? What was it about?
You couldn't even get it, bro. Nice try.
Is it like the
It's about conditional
prototypical
isomorphic
argument
probabilities
that's
given quantum mechanic tunneling.
is it the
Dog,
existential?
I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of all your viewers by, telling you about my paper. All right. Nice try though. Nice try.
Oh man.
John, I low key though, John, I want to see you publish just at least one thing in the academic journal. That would make me so happy. You know how happy that made me, bro? If I see
John, do you want to co-author a paper with me?
I would love to. I would. Yes, please. Can we?
He can't even say it, dude. Do you see this then?
I was being serious, John.
He can't even say
we
it.
can
Me
co-author
too.
a paper.
Me too. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Dude,
You
that
send-
paper ain't getting
you
written,
send me
bro.
my half.
That paper
I
ain't
just-
going.
There's one rule. You can't proofread whatever I write. That's my only condition.
Dude, the referees are gonna be so mean to John, bro.
Yeah, because John's just using all this jargon and he's so smart. He's basically like the next Alex Perouse, dude. He's just too smart for his own good.
Totally got that reference. Yep, that was very funny.
I'm about to like transition into like pitching really quick, just our Inspired Philosophy Academy thing, and here we are just
John, you don't know how good that was. That was so good, bro.
That was
my
really
God,
funny.
man. All right, Dan,
Um,
what do we got here?
I was just going to remind everybody, Tim, why don't you talk about it so that way I can spare my voice a little bit.
Yeah, guys.
Right,
Hey,
Philosophy
everybody, we have an academy. Oh yeah, thank you. Scroll down a little bit. Thank you,
Yeah.
my brother. So, guys, we have an academy. We have been building out like crazy. Inspiring Philosophy Academy. Currently, we have about 70 members inside right now, and we have courses. Yes, we have actually video courses. We have private interviews and lectures with scholars that have been on here and those that you haven't even heard of before. Than and I go live regularly inside the community doing actual teachings. I'm constantly coaching inside the community, constructing roadmaps, learning plans, helping you guys learn how to handle objections, come up with new arguments. It's an entire community of people that are hanging out, just learning how to get better. And so literally for the cheap on the low, you guys can skyrocket your progress in apologetics. And a lot of you guys want to create content. We actually have content calls, like literally, like where are you going to find this elsewhere? We literally have social media and YouTube content calls of how to actually do the stuff that we're doing here. So it's just a one-stop shop for learning all this stuff. Dan, what do you want to say?
Yeah. The thing I'll add in too is building off of what you said, Tim. So if you're somebody that's like an aspiring apologist, or you are an apologist that does make content, we have Matt, the guy that actually does all the content for us here at Inspiring Philosophy, that does the algorithm research, that does the composition, all that stuff, and actually has coached Mike, Tim, and me on actual content composition. He will be there to help you guys with that stuff. And on top of that, Tim, your schedule will be a little bit more open for these people. My schedule is going to be a little bit tighter for our more premium students, where there's actual one-on-one coaching and mentoring. And I have 2 slots filled already with 2 apologists that are, I would argue, up and coming and show a lot of promise. And I have probably 2 to 3 spots left open where we get to meet weekly and you will be mentored by me and Tim here and there too. Like we're gonna help we're all gonna be part of this as a team. But for me specifically, I'm looking for like 2 to 3 more people that I can actually mentor that are up and coming apologists, and we'll work with you one-on-one, and you will be a problem. I'll say that.
Real fast, John, I mean, you're inside the academy. You actually attend the calls. You actually do an awesome thing, which is you actually come to learn. Can you tell everyone what the experience has been?
It's been great. I'm not just saying that. It's the thing that, like, I do like jujitsu metaphors a lot. The reason I think like jujitsu works well is because you stress test things. And like I was just in class and people literally try to kill me. I literally try to kill them. And the role play is great because you can stress test like on the fly what it's like in conversation. And I think there's like really smart people out there that will get lost in rhetoric and gotchas and confidence, and you're not going to be able to build that without practicing it. So it gives you opportunity to practice those things and just do it in a safe environment where you're not going to get clipped. You're not going to end up on some Muslims live. Oh, you see, he denied the Trinity. Oh, you see, you're going to know how to look out for those things. So it depends on what your goals are. But yeah, if you want to do like, if you want to go into the TikTok front lines, you need to practice, and you need to debate people.
And Than, thank you for that, John. Than, if you want to rise that one comment by Antonio here, he is asking a really good question. I think that's a yep. Is there a recommended level of knowledge before doing the academy? What do you think?
You got to know how to read.
No, like the
you can
academy.
go without knowing how to read.
Yeah, no, you have to learn how to read, I guess. Yeah.
See, I did have a bare minimum. Yeah.
The way that we've tried to structure this is that for the entry level person for the academy, we have a wide enough net that we can get. It's structured wide enough that anybody can come in, regardless of what they know. For the most part, obviously, like you know how to read. But we've also still structured it in a way that if you do come in having philosophical knowledge at the entry level point, you still get multiple wins in things that you've learned, because there's tiny little things, for instance, that like in skills that you might not have learned while you've only studied like what maybe philosophy or history or stuff like that. So yeah. All right, let's get back to it here, guys, and then we'll get to some super chats again. I don't know if you can see this, but like this guy, nah, I don't believe this. You sound lobotomized, and I mean that from a place of pure respect and care.
Wow, that's incredible.
You sound lobotomized, but I mean that from a place of pure respect and care. And then there's people just I grew up devout
genetic
Catholic.
fallacy.
Yeah. My goodness, this is one of the more cringeworthy videos I've seen in a while. Blah, blah, blah. And basically on an intellectual level, yikes. If this isn't performance art, it's a shining example of how religious mania seems to break people's brains. Like some of these guys are just like so mean, dude. It's just.
Dan, did you know that you currently have 100 viewers that haven't hit the like button? You got 100 people watching you right now that haven't even taken like 5 seconds out of the day to just click a thumbs up button. That's wild.
Well,
they're just taking this content for free, and they don't even have the common decency or respect to click that little thumb. That's crazy.
No, they haven't liked it because they're sending us our Netanyahu money. It's Mossad agents that are not liking it. They don't want to leave evidence that ties us to Mossad. That's all. Thank you, though. Dude, guys, like the video. John said so. You have to do it, okay? Then there's people that are trying to, like, again, give more psychological reasons. They're not trying to debunk Joe, right? Urge to not be left out and shunned by the group is a common tactic used by cults and religions to keep it flocking the sheep and blah, blah, blah. Snakes and donkeys can't talk.
Wait.
Like,
hold on. Isn't the biggest gripe with Christianity that we just won't shut up and leave people alone? I'm confused here. I thought everybody will stop pushing your religion on us. Stop trying to invite us over to your church. Stop trying to hang out with us all the time. Leave us alone. And then, oh yeah, the shunned from the common group and pushed everybody. Like, which one is it? Are we too evasive? Or are we shunning too many people? Pick a path. Pick your victim card.
Yeah. You know what's
Pick a
really
lane.
funny? You know what's really funny about this too is like all these people are psychologizing Joe. And the most interesting part about this is like I think we can actually point to a real sociological and psychological mechanism going on with the atheist community right now. Right.
But what if theism predicts for that?
What do you mean?
Dude, Dan gave me the benefit of the doubt. He was about to just not listen to anything I'm about to say. What if I'm saying, what if theism predicts for these psychological mechanisms that we see sprouting up?
Oh, I think it does.
When it comes to so this is just like welcome to our worldview.
Right. Yeah. No, 100%.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
I know.
I mean, the
actually
scripture does
like,
say there are stupid people out there. Yeah.
Well,
Dan wanted to get so serious and real, and then there's John and I, 2 brain cells left, like this, bro.
I love you, John. No. I mean, like, John's also right, dude. Get Christianity predicts stupid people.
John Chrysostom said there was a demon of stupidity.
Ooh.
So.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's what. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. So I think that's what the Dawa Bros are possessed by. There is an interesting psychological and like sociological mechanism probably happening here though with a lot of the atheist community, right? If you know anything about cognitive science, there's tribal, like we have tribalistic tendencies, right? So there's the atheist / skeptical community tribe, and there's the Christian tribe. And
No,
Joe,
atheists aren't a tribe. They don't collectively agree on things. They're just, like, you know this. That's what they're gonna say.
You say this.
Did
John.
you get that today in your life? Is that what someone said?
No, I guarantee you. If there's gonna be an atheist watching this, and they're gonna post
Atheism
that,
isn't a
and they're
worldview, blah 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 blah
it's
blah.
not a
Yeah,
worldview.
if you're an atheist sitting here listening to that, I mean, like, look, you're just wrong. Like, there is a atheist culture, there is a skeptical culture. You guys literally have a whole community of people that make content, and you surround each other with like you identify as a skeptic. It's part of your narrative identity. So if you're denying this, you get the point. Okay. That being said, and Joe was a perceived leader in the tribe. Does that make sense? He was a person with social authority in the tribe, and he has left the tribe. Obviously, what's going to happen is people are going to go through the stages of grief, and because the tribe leader has left his tribe to go to a different tribe that stands for everything that's against the tribe that he left. Does that make sense?
So basically, what you're saying is they lost their girlfriend, and we got them.
So
I mean, like,
okay.
They're heartbroken.
Well, actually, real fast then, when do you want to get into that video?
Which one?
The Bret Hartley video.
I was going to show one more thing, and then if
Cool,
I
just
figured we
making
can do
sure.
super chats and then get into the Bret Hartley one. Does that sound good?
Grow our lats. All right.
Did you say grow our lats?
Yes, sir.
Let's do some lat pull downs then. Heck yeah, bro. Where's this thing? Here we go. Share screen. So this video, hopefully, wait, I don't know if I set it up so you can hear the audio.
Oh,
Bro, these
Lord.
dudes, bro.
Oh,
These dudes.
Hold
Lord.
on. Let me make sure you can hear
Who
the
called
audio.
Darth Sidious? Come on, get out of here.
Dude,
Why'd you show us those dudes, bro?
like, listen.
Tell me, hold on, pause just real quick. Tell me right now that needgod.net is not about to do order 66. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I gotta see this. I gotta see this, right?
At the risk of broadcasting a denomination here, this video pissed me off. Okay. If you're a Protestant and you think the way that the people do in this video think, you are no better than the atheist. Like, if you're using this to start a denomination war and you're going to say things as incredibly, I'll suspend my words for now, as this, I'm sorry, man, but like, I'll reserve the rest of my words for after we play this. Let me know if
Dude,
you can't hear it for
this
some
is just
reason.
more evidence of these unks need to be stopped.
This is what you get with the individuals. They're attracted to Roman Catholicism because of its miracles, because of its beauty, because of its ancient.
How dare they? Miracles and beauty? Oh, what is he going to say next?
Parts of the traditions that it has.
Wait, pause, hold on. His gripe is they're attracted to Catholicism because Catholicism has miracles. But then what was Jesus's sign and wonder to attract people to Christianity? Just curious. Like, I give no sign but the sign of, miracle. What's their contention? Also, why is he looking at me like that?
Yeah, that's a crazy part to pause on, bro. Play the video. I can't walk out of this. Man.
I just want John to get more and more. I don't know what he's feeling.
Wow.
Anger.
Jesus leading them there. It's never what Jesus did on the cross. It's always these other things. And notice it's Mary. It's Mary that brings people in. Mary's a demon. And I'm telling you, she's one of the powerful demons.
Wait, what? What did he just
Wait, hold
what
on.
did he say?
Hold on. This got to be satire.
Yeah, I know,
bro.
you heard that right. I
This-
just
no.
This heresy is
He
brought to you by
ain't real.
Pepsi.
This guy ain't real, bro.
She's a demon. And I'm telling you, she's one of the people in. Mary's a demon. And I'm telling you, she's one of the powerful demons. She's not Mary, the mother of Jesus. This Mary that they've invented, where they call her Queen of Heaven, that happens at the Council of Ephesus during Ephesus, which is where we also see the goddess of Diana. It's talked about in the book of Acts, which is a whole nother story. That's who this Mary is. She's a demon. She has nothing to do with Mary.
Okay, hold on. So I'm going to try to steel man this. It's not that Mary's a demon. I don't want to. It's not that. They think there's a perverted version of Mary that is a demon and is not the real Mary. Is that their position?
yes. Now, if you're a Protestant, Lamb actually just said exactly what you need to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Luther calls Mary the Queen of Heaven. Look,
Same with,
you
Calvin.
even got a Baptist in here. Okay, mad respect, Randy Bales, because Baptists don't say this. But yeah, as a Baptist, he says, "What?"
But
Yeah.
hold on, correct me if I'm wrong. John Calvin also said this, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he
I'm not
did.
saying-
I'm pretty sure he
Look
venerated
it up
Mary.
if you want.
And he's the king of like anti-Catholic culture.
Yeah, just a quick Google search says that he did not say this, but I don't necessarily trust Google AI that much. So
Somebody in the chat said so. So, anyways,
yeah, I don't remember much about Calvin's works, to be honest with you. So,
so what is it? What is it that they think is demonic about the Catholic version of Mary?
It's
Which is
going
also
to
not
be-
far removed from the Orthodox version.
My guess, right? My guess is that they think that one, it's a begging the question for a particular definition of worship, which they think that the Catholics are cultically venerating Mary rather than venerating Mary, or not even the Catholics, but Catholic tradition does. And they think that if you are to do so, right, then that's a demonic act because that is only owed for Yahweh.
But that wouldn't follow that the Mary in herself is demonic. That would just follow that they're doing like in the book of Revelation when he falls in front of the angel says, "Don't fall and bow before me. I'm not God." If the practice of doing that was demonic, that wouldn't make the angel demonic. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So essentially, then they might be saying that there's this demon that like, opportunistically finds these Catholics, and they go, hey,
Right.
hey.
So like the appearance of Zaytun, for instance.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to make a prudential argument for anybody out there that denies high Mariology. Do you really want to face Jesus one day and then be corrected by him about your opinion about, for instance, any of these Marian apparitions, and have Jesus ask you, why did you call my mom a demon?
I wouldn't take that risk. I mean, does it not say in Luke? What do they do with the fact in Luke where it says that all generations will call her blessed?
Well, I look, I don't want to make this a debate about Mariology. I don't want to do that here.
I'm asking a question. What do they do with that?
Yeah. Giant Doc Ray, what's up, guys? Thank you. Look, those are really good questions. That's like a good question. It's just like it's I wanted to point to the fact that it's not just atheists that are having this problem, right? The atheist problem is much more pronounced right now. But rather than just like celebrating the fact that somebody left atheism/agnosticism and came to Christ, there are certain non-Catholics out there that are using this to basically start their own tribalistic nonsense. And it's just kind of like really sad to me. That's all I wanted to get into that, because that was really sad to me to go that far too.
Have you guys seen any like Catholics use this as a means of like arguing for them being the only true church? I haven't seen that. I've only seen the attack. I haven't seen the defense.
I actually haven't, to be honest with you. I've seen Catholics very excited about like the fact that vindicatory miracles and all that stuff is coming to the table now. But no, I haven't seen any like, yeah. So let's do some super chats and then we'll get into the Britt Hartley video. Actually, no, before we do the Britt Hartley video, Tim, are you frozen?
Dude, meditating.
Dude's a statue, bro. Let's do before we do this, I actually do want to give props to an atheist content creator, actually, before we do the Britt Hartley one. So we'll do that after this. Data is not real because pee-pee fallacy.
Ding dong fallacy. Yeah.
The way Than read that was so funny.
I was
Hold on, read the rest of the super chat. Don't skip it.
Also, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm here. Are we still friends, Than? Yes. Thank you for coming. I pinged everybody in the Discord server, telling them that if they don't show up, that I'm not going to be friends with them anymore. So
he uses weaponized friendship a lot. Trust me.
Than, when I first heard about Theodicy, I heard it as Than Odyssey. And
how does this happen, dude? Than, how do you do that? You know, I don't believe for 1 second you don't manufacture stuff like this, bro. I don't. You sign off on all of us. No.
What makes you think? What makes you think I have the power to somehow gaslight and manipulate a bunch of people on the internet
for a different day?
Something about being a psychopath or something like that.
I mean, like all of these dudes, bro. They want all this stuff, bro. How does this happen, dude?
John and Tim are in the backwards hat club, but Than is repping. My hat was backwards. And then the thing I don't like about the backwards hat is just like when I do this, then my hat brim hits my traps and then my hat falls off.
Bro's flexing.
Did you?
The muscles are too big to put on my hat backwards.
Bro,
that's my issue.
He just did a sneak flex.
That
Move
wasn't
on,
supposed
bro.
to.
Bros, have you ever had
It
the
was
issue
not-
of your
it
muscles being
wasn't
so big you
supposed
can't
to
wear
be
a hat backwards? Have you ever had that issue? Than also can't wipe his butt, just so you know. He can't do that. His muscles are too big.
Oh man, dude. 10 inspiring philosophy memberships. Thank you, Locke. Prot EOs react the same way to Catholic miracles. Is Joe or Piccolo's arc better?
Oh man, why we can't compare these? That's
Yo,
putting us in a bind,
it's
bro.
Joe.
Alex O'Connor needs a Vegeta arc. Another generous super chat from Funky. I used
The
to
hell,
think
Funky?
Funky, man, you when the next time that John goes live, you're gonna have to give him like $5,000 or something, dude.
Minimum.
I used to think I knew things until I heard Than speak. Now I realize I'm closer to the chocolate Forrest Gump eats than a shred of intelligence. That's not true, bro. I'm just a dude. We're all just
Dang.
dudes.
The fan glaze continues.
Stan is a Sunday
I'm
mass
just a
ath-
dude who can't wear my hat backwards because my muscles are too big. I'm like everyone else.
It's like that one meme with what's his name? Who's the guy who plays Superman? Henry Cavill or whatever. Where it's like,
Yeah.
hey bro, I took your advice on how to talk to women and it worked out great, bro. Thanks. I'm just like you. Yeah.
Okay. You know what, guys? I know you somehow you guys are gonna turn what I'm about to say into like another fake humble brag. I'm not gonna say it.
Just do it. Just do it.
No, I was just gonna say like I'm already wearing an XL right now to hide things. Like now I'm gonna I'm gonna wear a hijab. I guess that's what I have to. The Muslims
Yep.
are right, man.
Nope.
I have to hide my aura. Then, as a Sunday mass athlete, this is the proof. As a Protestant, vindicatory miracles work in stages. I also hold that Catholic miracles occurred, but there's distinctions of what is vindicative, whatever, you know the word. All the miracles vindicate the non-testimonial Northern South Pro-Orthodox Church.
The non-testimonial Northern South Pro-Orthodox Church of Christ Bones of the Western East of Constantinople. Get real. Do it right next time. All right? Put some respect on the name.
Somebody said Than in the hijab.
Wait,
That's
sorry.
my denomination, by the way, Tim, if you didn't know.
I thought you were a part of the Proto-Orthodox Oriental Church of the East.
I thought you were trans.
Well, for the latter, both can be true at the same time.
Okay.
All right. Well, suspend super chats for a little bit here. I want to give props to an atheist YouTuber that normally
Don't do it.
his content gets on my nerves, but I think he was really level-headed, and I believe in giving.
Really?
I believe. Look, listen. I believe in giving credit where credit is due.
No.
And I was actually.
I haven't forgiven him. I haven't forgiven him yet.
Oh yeah,
as a
you two had
Christian-
beef, dude.
As a Christian, I haven't forgiven him.
This is I was gonna say, Than, this is quite ambitious for you to bring this guy up. Well, John,
Traumatized. Are you trying to put me in a Christ-like position where I have to forgive this?
No.
this-
John, you don't have to say a word. You can sit there and look really angry the whole entire time if you want to, okay? There you go. All right, let me know if you can hear this.
Working towards reconverting toward Catholicism. I don't know Joe at all, and what I don't want this video to be, because I hate it when Christians do this, is to say, oh, he must be grifting, or he was never really an atheist, or anything like that. Joe is worth taking seriously from the little bit I've watched of him and looking into his background. He's a Princeton philosophy PhD candidate. He's published in Metaphysics and Philosophy of Religion. He's co-authored an academic book on theistic proofs. And of course, all the work that he's done on Majesty of Reason, which again, I wish I was more familiar with for this video, but I'm just not. So if I get anything wrong about Joe, forgive me. So what happened here? Joe changed his mind. Joe says directly that he has converted, that it is sincere, and that his personal journey involves intellectual, emotional, and spiritual components. Good for him. Seriously. Good for him. Many people, I read through the comments. I was interested since I don't know Joe at all. Of course, it was a mixed bag of comments. You had so many people. I've been praying for you. Welcome back to the faith. Good for you, brother. You had a lot of atheists that were throwing out, oh, he's grifting, or this is April Fool's joke too late in the year, or this is some kind of social experiment. They just couldn't wrap their head around that someone that had seemed to understand all of the issues so well all of a sudden was just, again, 180. Like, it's the way he speaks about it. Just watch this opening for those of you that have.
You get the point. Like, again, credit where credit is due. Like, I want to be fair to the atheist
he's
community.
just lying. He's just lying to set.
He's just grifting. He's just grifting.
He's just
he's actually having a manic episode, guys.
Yeah. I don't trust him. It's also a big plot. He's just trying. He's just trying to sound nice.
I do, like, mind shift if you're listening. I seriously, tons of respect for the level-headedness there.
Mind shift, if you're listening, stop running from me, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's on.
I'm just teasing. I'm not actually that.
No, I know. No, mind shift. You guys have to debate now. Sorry.
Yeah, let's do it.
Otherwise, you're a Mossad agent. Okay, Tim. How do I look up this Brit Hart?
I got it. I can share my screen on it.
Yeah, share your screen.
I already got it pulled up. So this is gonna be good. We can kind of do on the fly, kind of react, but I think we're gonna like it. All right, cool. Can y'all see this?
I gotta pull it up, bro. Hold on. There you go.
Okay, cool. Let's get into it.
Oh, her.
Yeah, bro, John. Dude, you and her have been going back and forth for years.
No, we have. I made one video about her. She blocked me. And then, I made one video about her. She blocked me. And then Danny came at me about the same video. And that was it. Unless she made a whole bunch of content about me that I'm unaware of.
She's always doing stuff, but let's watch.
About Joe Schmid from Majesty of Reason, who was an agnostic atheist who converted to Catholicism. I have a theory on this based on just hearing so many stories of atheists who go back to their childhood religion. And in my experience, again, just my experience in hearing many of these stories, during their time as an atheist, they didn't have existential tools for meaninglessness or isolation or death. They didn't have community. They didn't have ritual in their life. They didn't have ways to prioritize love and service. They didn't have story and narratives that were really driving their life. They weren't cultivating wisdom. They didn't have opportunities for awe or states of transcendence.
She's doing the canon song. She's priming the audience. From my experience, I'm not saying this is specifically Joe. I'm just saying every time I've seen it, from my experience, I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. These are all the emotional primed reasons of psychologically on why they all go back to it. She's setting up her audience to already believe that Joe's doing it for non-good faith reasons.
That's a very good catch. And again, this is why I like that Than says, we need to get a sociologist on this. Like we need to get just a good sample, someone that knows the machinery and has the resources to do so. Because you're right, she's going from anecdotal experience, but because she's an authority in her videos, people are going to be able to fallaciously extrapolate that to all situations like this. That's a good catch, John. Let's get back to it.
Or contemplation or meaning or purpose or all these things that religions give you. So for example, when I talked to Rainn Wilson, who went back to his childhood Baha'i faith after a time in atheism, I flat out asked him, like, if you would have had all those things, would you have gone back to the Baha'i religion? Because at the time when he was an atheist, he was just miserable and also abusing alcohol. So for Joe, what I'm seeing is that he had a childhood faith of Catholicism. By the 9th grade, he was really convinced of evolutionary arguments. He was really bothered by the problem of evil and the problem of suffering, got into kind of new atheism and had some like surface level atheist arguments. He's young. And then as he got older and he went into philosophy and
when the hell did Joe Schmid get into new age atheism?
I think she's just inferring in like his teenage years right now.
Did he post content about it?
No.
As far as I know, he was never new age.
No. I think she said new atheism. the Reddit.
Yeah,
kind
the
of
new
thing.
atheist movement. I didn't mean new age. I meant new atheist. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. The new atheist movement, like that has never been the type of rhetoric I've ever seen Joe do. Ever. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. I've never seen Joe do it as well. I think she's going off of like when Joe said that like and this is what I know personally. Prior to reading Necessary Existence by Rasmussen in his introduction to Rasmussen, he didn't say Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Joe ever said he was a new atheist. I think he said that he didn't think that arguments for theism could even be rational or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ambiguity there for sure. Let's get into it.
In theology, he actually understood, and Alex O'Connor had the same arc. He actually learned that there's a lot better arguments to theism than what he originally thought, and that Christianity was more plausible than he originally thought. So I would say that arguments determine which worldview is intellectually viable for us. It gives us some options of what is available to us or not. But then our existential needs are the things that are driving which worldview you actually want to inhabit. So what seems to have happened is as soon as theism and then Catholicism just passed a basic credibility threshold that, oh, there's more sophisticated arguments here than I first realized, all of a sudden then he was able to talk about things like love and prayer and beauty and God and relationship and purpose, and that he did.
So I actually don't like that framing. I think that's actually false.
I was going to disagree with you. I'm
No.
curious.
I don't like the framing, but I want to see what Than says if he's been paying attention.
I want to re-listen to the last like maybe 10 seconds because I want to make sure I'm understanding exactly what she's saying rather than assuming she's making a really naive argument.
Yeah. This is Instagram on desktop, so I don't think I can go back without restarting the whole thing.
I think if you hit play, then you'll see the bar.
He didn't have those things before in his life. So once his childhood faith became intellectually plausible, the existential needs and existential advantages of Catholicism actually kind of accelerated this conversion. And by the way, this isn't from a judgmental place. I also did this too. This
is what I mean by not liking the
move.
framing. So I'll just say it real fast. The reason why I don't like this framing is because what Joe, and we know this from understanding the theistic arguments, what Joe is doing is he says, when you stack up confirmations from general facts about reality to specific facts about reality, certain theories either remain on the table or they go off of the table. And as you narrow the data set, there are certain theories that just narrow it, what is possible, what is the most probable that it can actually explain. So for example, right, you can have theories that start out where, okay, maybe we can account for the cosmos, but then some can't account for fine tuning. And then once you get into like the moral domain, you have a few theories left over. But then once you start thinking about what's left over, okay, what's packaged inside the moral domain? You have exemplification of love and sacrifice, et cetera, and so forth. When you think about ultimate theories, not all ultimate theories predict for the moral domain having the dimension of self-sacrificial love. And so what Joe is doing, he's going, okay, well then what theories are left on the table that actually strongly predict for this over others? Oh, okay, well now we're left with not only the Abrahamic faiths, but now we're left over with something like Christianity. Okay, now he has Christianity, and now he's asking himself, what's going to distinguish and discriminate amongst the three large denominations of Christianity? Okay, well, the only discriminating data in that sense is going to be miracles. So all Joe is doing is he's whittling down, right, the outcome space to what theories are actually able to strongly predict for that data sequentially. You start from general, you go to specific. Like that's the methodology. That's just what's happening, right? Existential needs, right, from what I've understood from Joe, and then you're going to know better than me, is it sounded like Joe started to see, as he started to take intellectually seriously Catholicism, his need for a savior. Like all of a sudden he's like, oh, wow, I actually kind of do see my sin. Oh, this is very interesting. As I've been studying miracles, I kind of do see my sin. It wasn't this explanatorily prior thing, which is I feel my sin. What theories help me take care of my sin? You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty good,
Like,
Tim.
what?
I was going to say the same thing.
No, I agree with everything you're saying, Tim. The thing that's going on here is, how do I word this? So what she is saying can be true without like nothing. Let's put it this way. I can agree to everything that she's saying, but here's a good question to ask. What is the rhetorical goal of this video? Does she state a conclusion? Does she state like a factual conclusion or therefore at the end of the video?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I watched this that one time that you sent it to, that I came across it. I got pissed off because of the psychoanalysis and all this other nonsense. I don't remember what the end was. So go to the end really quick before I say what I say.
This video is the atheist equivalent of he just wanted to sin. That's what's happening.
Here, let me pull it up on TikTok instead, because the TikTok on desktop gives me a scroller wheel.
Okay,
is that what they call it? Is that what the kids call it? The scroll wheel?
I don't know, bro. Is that what these urban youths call it today?
Not the
urban youths is crazy work.
I said all right, let's do this.
Okay, let me know when it's ready.
We're gonna share this tab instead. Does everyone see this?
Yeah. There you go. I just took.
He said, "Go." Van said, "Go to the end." He's like, "Let's skip this." There we go.
Christianity when I had more sophisticated arguments, but it wasn't because the arguments were so great. It was because I had existential needs under that. And as soon as I got a few sophisticated arguments, that was enough for me to stay on board.
Okay, well, that's actually a good summary. We can keep going, but then what do you do with that?
Just keep going.
Okay.
But it was for deeper existential reasons. And my goal here with No Nonsense Spirituality is not to shame people who are religious. I was religious for most of my life. It's to give existential tools for people so they don't have to go back to religion to get those tools.
Hold on, before you go, how are you going to, in the same breath, say it's not my goal to shame people? I just want to spend these 3 minutes telling you that the only reason you believe what you believe is because you have this emotional desire to believe it, and it's not because of your intellectual prowess. It's not because you're smarter can figure out the data. It's just because you were primed to, and you just really need it to be true. But I'm not trying to shame anybody up here. I'm not doing that at all. My God.
Yeah. So this is why I was asking, what is the rhetorical purpose of the video? She's being super sneaky with it, right? But it's painfully obvious to a person that is informed on sociology and psychology, mind you. Joe Schmid, yes, I am flexing on you. There's a super chat that I can't wait for you guys to read soon. Right, but Joe Schmid, again, potential leader of the tribe, or at best, a tremendous asset to the tribe of the not religious camp. Right. Joe has an intellectual status and intellectual hierarchy in the tribe. He leaves, right? And that is a threat to the narrative identity of everybody in that tribe. Does that make sense? So it's not about, like, just trace this reasoning now. If I'm going to use the same exact reasoning that somebody like Brit is using, or some of the atheists are using here, it has nothing to do with the evidence or the arguments, right? Like, if I'm Brit, I'm just doing an epistemic status reversal of Joe, taking him from up here to down here, because Joe converting is a threat to my tribe and therefore a threat to my narrative identity. Therefore, taking away my existential, like, comfort and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
John, you're making a face? What's going on?
Well, because Tim said my name. Now I want to know what the rest is.
I was going to say, I want John to write a paper on the epistemic status reversal. Sorry.
I did that last week. Dog, you need to give me a challenge. Like, come on, relax.
It's because Stan just dropped that so casually. He's like, yeah, what she's trying to do is this thing, as you know, we do. Sorry, anyways.
Well, look, this is just like fancy. This is like the fancy way of saying, right? Like what the literature would say and stuff like that. But it's basically exactly what John said earlier.
Yeah.
So you can literally grant everything that Britt said in that video, and what doesn't follow is anything remotely close to what her rhetorical goal is at the end of the day. If her rhetorical goal is to say you don't need Christianity to have this existential fulfillment and blah, 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 right? That doesn't mean Joe is wrong. It doesn't mean that you should doubt anything. Because here, maybe this will be helpful, Tim and John, and tell me if you think I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Everybody is looking at Joe's conversion, and the question inside their
They're
head,
looking at themselves.
And the question in their head that they're not explicitly asking, but they're feeling, right? They're feeling the question is, what do I do with this, and how does this affect my beliefs?
Doug, it's a breakup. They all got left. So like the spouse that they were with just left them, and like, oh no, he left because he was a douchebag. It's because he wanted to cheat on us, and we hate him anyways, right? He was just awful. When the reality is, like, he was a really great guy. He really knew his stuff, and he left for intellectual reasons. But they're all trying to cope. Oh no, he left because
I actually want to show you guys this. Than, you're gonna appreciate this. So what I did for fun is I downloaded the transcript of the video, and I had AI. I told AI, I said, take this transcript and convert it to a logically valid syllogism following an inference rule in an analytically rigorous fashion for Steelman representation. And this is how it's representing her argument from the video. And you know what? I think this is pretty cool. Let me show you guys real quick.
Yeah, share screen.
This is actually great. Okay. Here's a Steelman, right? The speaker is proposing a two-stage model of worldview adoption. Yo, okay, so we got some models. Okay, cool. Two-stage model of worldview adoption. Let's get it. Number one, intellectual arguments determine which worldviews enter the set of life options. They enter them, guys. And in two, existential considerations help select. So it's a selection pressure. Select amongst those live options. Okay, great. So let's get it. Oh, dude, we got some analytic formulations here. I love it, bruh. Okay, so we have worldview W is intellectually viable for person X. Worldview W, so worldview substantially satisfies X's salient existential needs. X is motivationally disposed to adopt or inhabit worldview W. Existential considerations materially, John likes that word, materially contribute to X's adoption of W. Then we have P1. For any person X and worldview W, if W becomes intellectually viable for X, substantially satisfies existential needs that are otherwise unmet. And those existential advantages are motivationally influence X's worldview selection. Then those existential considerations materially contribute to X's adoption. And boom, baby, we just get this.
This is just evidence that knowledge gapping doesn't mean that you know what you're freaking talking about. This is just
look, so far this is I'm agreeing with everything that's happening.
I love this. This is great. Okay, so we got this quantification logic going on here. Boom. I like this. All right. Premise 2, Catholicism became intellectually viable for Joe Schmid. I like that's the premise. Boom. Viable for Joe Schmid. Okay, cool. Catholicism. Awesome. P3, Catholicism offered Joe substantial existential goods, such as meaning, prayer, beauty, love, relationship, purpose, transcendence, and religious practice, which on the proposed account were insufficiently available to him in his prior atheistic or agnostic framework. P4, those existential advantages motivationally influenced Joe's movement toward Catholicism once Catholicism became intellectually viable to him. Therefore, existential considerations materially contribute to Joe Schmid's adoption of Catholicism. This is valid by conjunction introduction plus universal instantiation plus modus ponens. So we got some good inference rules going on here. So
it's missing the part where you give a false dichotomy at the end and insist that we have to pick the two, and if we don't, we're running.
Yeah. So keep scrolling. I want to see.
All right. So this is a deeper argument in ordinary analytic language. When a worldview is regarded as intellectually non-viable, the existential attractiveness will ordinarily be insufficient for a reflective agent to rationally inhabit it. I like that. P2, once a worldview crosses an agent's threshold of intellectual viability, its existential advantages can become motivationally operative in determining whether the agent adopted. Fan, notice how it says can become. I like that. P3, because that's important, the can part. P3, Catholicism initially failed Joe Schmid's intellectual viability threshold, but later philosophical and theological investigation caused it to cross that threshold. P4, after Catholicism crossed that threshold, it provided existential goods that Joe valued and that the speaker alleges were comparatively lacking in his atheistic life. P5, those existential goods exerted substantial motivational influence upon his subsequent worldview selection. Conclusion, therefore, Joe's eventual Catholic conversion was plausibly produced by a combination of intellectual permissibility and existential motivation rather than intellectual argument alone. And so I think that the fair seal man, because it preserves an important distinction. Arguments constrain the choice set. Existential considerations influence the selection within it. Or formally, intellectual evidence lead to epistemic viability, followed by epistemic viability plus existential attractiveness lead to worldview adoption. Okay, but it does say there's a weakness. P4 and P5 are empirical claims about Joe's psychology. The argument can be perfectly valid while remaining unsound unless there is an adequate evidence. So we can just kind of satisfy this here, right? Sounds like, John, what you're saying is, hey, this is a valid argument, but it's unsound. Than, I think you like it for Stillman purposes as well as philosophical.
No, I disagree with premise 4. That's
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is partly why I'm saying you can grant all of this, and it doesn't get you to this conclusion of saying like Joe's conversion is not something you should worry about, or Joe's conversion isn't something that you should care. Like whatever it is, right? The rhetorical goal, whatever the intended effect that people like this have on the person that's on the audience, right?
Well, have you ever heard my like rhetoric of the sneeze?
Well, hold on, because this is super important, you guys. If you think for a damn second that any worldview adoption shift doesn't happen for some sort of existential reasons, you are lying to yourself, you're deceiving yourself, and you're just so uninformed on basic human psychology that you need to stop whatever it is that you're doing. Atheists will leave the Christian faith for existential reasons. For instance, if you're
they all leave for intellect. You know that.
All sure, but like, okay, it'll start with the intellect, mind you. Intellectual permissibility. I just found out about dinosaurs, and now my faith is, I'm doubting it. And next thing you know, you come across the skeptical community that looks at you and goes, "Oh, you're not crazy, dude. I have the same story." All of a sudden, you have this existential, like, identity thing that's happening to you, where the community you're being a part of, you don't really identify with them because you're going through some struggles. It's become intellectually permissible in your mind, right? That maybe Christianity is false. And then you come across people that give you these feelings of inclusion, that you're not crazy, that you're feeling vindicated, and all that. Now you're motivated to join the other community. It's the same backstream effect.
But so to add on to what you're saying, the whole deconstructive movement, everybody who makes a deconstructive like TikTok they get asked, why do you do this? And they say, because I want to make it clear to other people that are deconstructing that they have a safe place and there's people like them out there. Like, so you're 100% right.
That just goes back to my earlier point, which is like why I'm so freaking good, because I noticed the can word, right? Notice what she's saying, right? And this is very, very simple. This is very similar to a move Graham Oppie makes, right? When you ask Graham Oppie, okay, John, if you look at friggin' Graham Oppie, okay, look at me, bro. When you ask friggin' Graham Oppie, yo, why are you not a theist? You know what he's gonna say? He's gonna say, because I don't have to be. Because his entire point
literally said that.
Yes, exactly. His entire point isn't that theism is irrational and atheism is rational. He thinks both positions are rational, but he
Graham
says
Oppie is actually pretty based.
I know. Yeah. So, but that's not my point. My point is that Graham Oppie is saying, based on selection criteria, I can choose naturalism over theism and still be rational, but that doesn't make the theist irrational. We can do the same thing here. I mean, look at this, right? let's go to where is it? It says those I think it was in this one. Look,
P5.
it's P2. Its existential advantages can become motivationally operative in determining whether an agent adopts it. Very, very important, right? So what she's saying is, so Than is saying that it has the same backstream effect for atheism, right? So this can be a reason for both worldviews. It can be the motivational operations in the background determining whether an agent adopts it, right? That's why I want to use the word can, meaning it's not obligatory or compelling, right? But it's available as a selection criteria. And so if that's the case, guys, then deconstructionists should be consistent and argue like that all the time, which is, hey, the reason why I am in this position is because what's motivationally operative in the background is that the church or whatever contributes to harm or something like that. And that's going to not feed my existential needs, but I don't have to get my existential needs from there. And that's perfectly fine. But it's different than saying, and therefore, one is not rational in actually embracing the Christian church or in being a practicing Christian or whatever the case may be. So it's just like the Graham Oppie example. What do you guys think?
Well, I was going to say, Than, have you ever heard my sneeze rhetoric?
No, tell me.
I know Tim has. Tim probably hates it. My sneeze. People often ask me, like, when I do, hey, what's your reason for atheism, or like, why should I leave
By the
Christianity?
way, Than, you look weird in this.
Oh, you put the thing down? I was looking at the.
Jeez.
At our chat.
So they'll ask me, and then so they want me to defend the worldview of like Christianity, and I'll just say something like along the lines, I sneezed really hard in the mirror. I saw a picture of Jesus, and I became a Christian, and that was my motivation to do so. Now, why should I leave it? And they're like, well, that's a stupid reason. I'm like, I agree, it's a stupid reason, but it's still not a reason why I'm like wrong or why I should leave it. And even if my motivation was the fact that I sneezed in the mirror, saw a picture of Jesus, that wouldn't change the fact that if I did wrestle with things like miracles, or I wrestled with things like the historical portage model, or if I looked at things like Aristotelian, like what do you call it? Causal power, where like that's the reason for God. Like it wouldn't change any of that being a motivating reason that Christianity is true. Even if it was the case that Joe just found it appealing to like kind of switch over because he's like, oh yeah, I want to be part of a community with prayer. That still doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, either the argument works, the evidence is strong, or it's not. His motivation might be wrong, but that would not change the data that's being brought forward or the reasons why he says something is true.
Right. No, 100%. And that's why I'm saying, like, what people are attempting. He's probably meditating.
It looks like he had a Windows restart.
He's just experiencing the emptiness of matter right now.
No. I was just thinking about like the snot of the sneeze looks like Jesus on the mirror. Is that what you're saying? So I see Jesus.
Yeah, I tell people, I'm like, I sneezed on the mirror, I saw Jesus's face, and then I became a Christian. Why should I leave Christianity?
Yeah. So here's the thing. What you're speaking on is there's where do I want to? There's so many places to talk on this. There's two sides to this. One is, yes, you're correct, John, right? Whether or not Joe has motivations, and you're correct too, right? Like, is it possible that these motivations won't be operative, stuff like that, right? Yes. So you're both correct. However, there's multiple layers to this. So remember, what are they trying to accomplish? More likely than not, Joe has this particular status in this group, and this person with a particular status, who is known as intellectual, has an epistemic authority, blah, 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 has left the group and gone to be a Christian. They need to do something with that. They need a narrative, so that way this isn't a scary thing, right? And so they're lowering that epistemic status by trying to say that Joe didn't convert just for intellectual reasons. But at that point, nobody ever converts or changes their minds for
Exactly.
only intellectual reasons. That is not how humans operate. It is, unless you are like
Yes.
zero
say it, man.
is
Say it.
here, or
Say
and
it.
100 is here, and you're here on the autism scale, you have existential, you have social, you have survivalistic, like so many different mechanisms at play that give you different system one level of thought motivations to change your mind in different places. You do not change your mind from strictly intellectual place almost ever.
And you know what, then? Sorry, go ahead. Go.
I got a friend. Just touch on that. I got a friend who we're pretty sure is like highly autistic. And we've talked about Christianity with him, and I've gone through like the data points. I've said to him, like, if all this data convinced you, right, would you become a Christian? And he's like, no. And I'm like, why? He's like, because I can't do what I want. And that was his motivation.
Mhm.
Very, very like analytical individual, very much facts and data. If it was right in his face, he's just like, no, because I couldn't do what I want. And that's his. Everybody has some sort of like emotional motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Britt did not listen to Joe's testimony.
No.
More than likely, because part of what she's saying is true and part of what she's saying is false. Because and me being a person that knows Joe saw the evidential force continuously accumulate for Christianity. And then if you listen to his testimony, he gets to this point where he says, oh no, it might be true. He had motivations for it to not be true.
Yeah. That's the data.
But that's a lie.
So,
he's just lying to make himself seem more credible than.
So what that tells you is that the intellectual reasons that Joe had were operative at the same time as the emotional existential reasons that Joe had to not be a Catholic. And both of those things are happening at the same time. But the intellectual reasons were strong enough that Joe kept on pursuing the intellectual reasons in spite of the operative existential motivations to deny Catholicism.
Exactly.
And eventually he finds existential reasons to become a Catholic. And it's the combination of the two that brought him to become a Christian.
Yes, exactly. And at the end of the day, right? Like if the whole thing is just, well, I'm not gonna get off that can thing. Dude, I don't care about can, bro. I don't care about can. If the whole idea is that our hierarchy of values provide us with a very substantially strong selection pressure for like what worldview we choose, right? The question that I'm more concerned with, and I know it's the same thing with you, Than and John, is I'm concerned with, okay, then what ought our hierarchy of values be? And what I'm going to say is, once we have ran through the argument, those hierarchy of values are going to align with the values that Christ actually gives us and tells us to value. The values actually within Christianity, what the highest good is, what is the good, what is human flourishing, et cetera, and so forth. And that's what that debate's going to come down to. I actually saw Lamb. He actually said something goated. Than, if you could pull up that goated comment real quick from Lamb, bro. It had to do with axiology.
You freaking nerds.
I'm trying to find
Sorry, I wrote a paper about it last night. If you can pull that up real quick.
That's a lot.
You should have the ability to do it, Tim.
I don't have the ability, no.
I don't know. I don't know where it is, bro.
It says this is where you argue axiological realism and call them stupid.
I don't.
It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, okay. Just yeah.
So, it's all right. It's all right. Right. There you go. So this is what he said, right? And essentially, yes, right. If it all comes down to one can, meaning it's permissible for one to be motivated by a subjective hierarchy of values that are existential in nature, right? Then what I want is I'm just going to do the same thing I do with evidence. One's subjective degrees of belief should be governed and ruled by one's degree of support. Okay, well, in this one, right? One subjective hierarchy of values that's motivationally operative in the
Is
background.
anybody going to tell us what axiological realism is, or are we just going to
Yeah,
continue
yeah.
like everybody knows what that means?
Axiological
Chat,
realism.
does everybody in the chat know what I mean? Is this what you guys do?
It's that values are objective. Okay, values and duties are
Okay.
objective. There you go.
All right, thank you.
So, if that's the case, then I want someone's subjective hierarchy of values that are motivationally operative in the background to track, right, the actual objective value hierarchy that exists. That's just what I would want, right? That there is, we call this objective list theory. That there's an objective list of things that humans ought to value if we are reasoning appropriately. And I'm going to say that right is going to be strong evidence for Christianity. So that's the way I would do that. Than, John, what do you think?
I think you're a pretty swell individual, Tim.
Oh, thank you, bro. Man, I we've been in this thing for a long time, man. I really appreciate it. Like, it's a beautiful day.
Says Stan's playing Far Cry 5.
No. I was messaging back, Joe. That's all.
Hi, Joe.
All right, let's do some super chats and then call it a night, boys.
Stan is so done.
John. I didn't tell you this when because I think I got like one of those 1-day flu things basically going on. My silly goose had decided to try to go to the gym anyway, and when I jumped on your stream earlier today, you muted me at like just you muted me. Oh yeah, you muted me at like just the right time because I sprinted to the bathroom to puke, and then I went back to doing my squats.
Did you clean the equipment after?
No, I puked in the toilet. I made it in time.
But did you clean your equipment?
Oh yeah, of course. What do you think I'm a Neanderthal?
Yes.
Fair enough. All I know is John's denom is Canadian.
Hey. Also, seriously, why can't anybody spell my name right?
Is your New Age debate out yet? Is there any sources you can point to so I can use against shamanism? Who's debating a New Ager?
I think you did, then.
No, I was supposed to. And then
you were?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have happened.
Well, this particular person wanted to debate something else. Wanted to debate veganism instead of stupid beliefs.
I'll take that debate.
Oh my gosh.
I just wasn't interested in that. Funky, dude. Oh, shoot, it's not your channel. My bad.
Crazy.
Damn, Funky. Damn, we're going to have a conversation.
John, start crashing out so he sends me more money, man.
We have to have a conversation, Funky. This is unacceptable. This is not very good behavior, right? There's certain expectations of you, and you've not been meeting those expectations. As a matter of fact, you're giving those expectations to other people. That is pretty gross. Like we over at Big John Steel Community, we are a family and we operate as a unit. And if families don't have other families, Funky, you have one family, and it is us. And I want you to make sure that you realize it is only us. So.
It's not enough of a crash out. The atheist cope on that video sustains me in ways food cannot. It's energizing.
It's actually funny. It's hilarious.
It is funny.
Normally I get mad at like the atheists coming at Christians for stupid reasons, but I'm actually finding this pretty freaking funny. It is big time cope.
For your demon hunting tool, Than. Thank you. Thank you. I really need to catch I have 3 tags this year for demons. And I heard that demon meat is really tasty. So I'm talking about deer.
Is that
hunting.
a euphemism?
I'm just talking about deer hunting.
Oh.
I need a new rifle for deer hunting. That's all. And I'm telling people to donate money so I can afford it. Fuzzy little Than Peach, Demon Hunter. Thank you so much. Soyance only made Science only made Joe appear to convert. Even ignoring Catholic specific miracles, you still have all the miracle cases documented by the likes of Thand and Keener. Yeah, we have tons of miracles. I mean, if you guys haven't been watching on our social media pages, like I haven't touched any of the miracles that can veer towards vindicating any particular denomination. I've been only doing healing miracles, and we're just pumping out a bunch of those cases. So yeah, 1,000 joules. Thank you for the shekels. Minor correction: O'Connor needs a Yamcha arc.
That's crazy.
John actually ghostwrites for me. He's like that. Do you ghostwrite for a lot of apologists, John?
You know, I try to make sure that the good deeds I do are between me and the Lord. So I'm not going to talk about that here.
Mary Fatima herself affirms the papacy, purgatory, and immaculate conception. Stop pretending all miracles are equal. Mary is immaculate. Only the Catholic Church is vindicating. Mary is not rotting. Nobody said anything contrary to that. So,
say stop protting.
Why did your mic?
She said Mary is not rotting.
But my mic do what?
Your mic volume just went through the roof.
Ooh.
Smash that like button, please. Thank you, Ascendants. It's true. You guys need to smash it. Tim, look forward to our call tomorrow where I'll recount how I had 2 incredible conversations this week thanks to implementing the skills and knowledge you've taught us. Not sponsored. Join IP Academy.
Hey, that's what's up.
Heck yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Is this one of the one-on-ones that we got?
This is our group call tomorrow. Actually, we're doing a live Q&A on the Academy.
Nice. Are people talking about like the meta skills that because we put out the first week of meta skills?
I think that this is somebody is actually applying this from what was discussed last call. So it's actually really cool because a lot of these objections that people give or come with are actually stuff I just help people with on the fly. So I'm glad to see that you're able to implement it right away. This is awesome.
Nice. 440 shekels. Thank you.
Uncle Hurt.
Goat trophy. It's probably for John because he's the goat. Mary called herself the Immaculate Conception at Lourdes. Is Mary immaculately conceived? All miracles aren't equal. You know, this is what I was saying in the beginning of the stream. Like, I appreciate the fervor for what you believe. But again, this is not the place for us to turn things into a denominational dispute. So this is the super chat I was going to tell you. So I was like, you know, my traps.
The fact that they got loaves of bread as an image.
So Tim, if you're not seeing it, this guy says Than's glutes are too big to wear his hat backwards.
See, I told you.
That's true.
The hypothesis that Than encourages, he's like underground behind the scenes, like getting people to do this stuff. Given this data is so high.
Are Catholics required to believe in inerrancy? Yes, but with nuance. That's the bird's eye answer. Yes, but with nuance. Leaving atheism for Catholicism is like leaving the Yankees to play for the Dodgers. You're just joining the richest team, and most fans from the other teams are going to hate you for not joining theirs. I'm only laughing because I know OJ. He's just a funny troll. I was an atheist, and so I started having panic attacks thinking about dying. Well, I'm glad that you found the Lord, and hopefully you are feeling better. Who wins, Catholic Joe versus Mormon Alex?
That would be a crazy arc. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Alex became Mormon and then the two of them got in a room and debated? That would. What would atheists do then?
Yo, that would actually be crazy. Yo, we need this matchup. actually
No, we don't need Alex O'Connor
Dude,
becoming Mormon.
that
But if it
took
did
me
happen, it'd be
out.
funny.
That took me out because I remember when Alex had his Mormon arc, where Alex was like,
We were
"You know, yeah,
there.
I think Mormonism is like actually really like, I think it actually might it might be more plausible than normal Christianity." And I'm like, all of us are just sitting here like, Alex, what are you talking about?
We were all there when it happened.
uh,
Wait, were you there, Tim?
yeah, Tim.
Yeah,
Well,
of course you
I'm not talking about just the Jubilee thing. Like after Jubilee, Alex was going.
Yeah, I know. But I
Like,
know that's
yeah,
what started the arc because we
Yeah,
all
yeah.
sat down and had dinner and the Mormons bombarded them. And then after that, it just went from, where it went.
Yeah, that was wild. That just took me out. That was really funny, Justice. Hold on, my headphone died, so I got to put in the left one now. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, of course I still can't hear you. That's fine. We'll just do this. All right, talk again.
Yo.
Yeah, again.
There we go. All right. Well, that was the rest of the super chats. Do you guys have any final thoughts? Any comments? Question? Like, what do you want to say?
I'm curious to see what the next 6 months is going to entail. I have theories. We're going to see if I'm going to continue to be a prophet. I think the rhetoric and the goals of the debate world are all going to start shifting into miracles, and specifically Joe Schmid in general. Schmidt. How do you say his last name?
Schmid.
Schmid. I think that is going to be the focus, especially considering whatever he puts out, you guys know I don't, is going to have a big effect because it is popular. It's what people are talking about, and it's a big shock to the community. And so I think a lot of atheists are also going to start looking at that and prepping for that. And I'm hopeful because I'm really sick of Dawa. And I hope this is going to be a spark that moves us away from that.
Oh,
But
man.
we shall see.
Honestly, if this if this pushes us away from doing dawa and we can actually start focusing on like Christianity and positive evidence for Christianity and all that stuff again, man, dude, I'm gonna tell Joe, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no, legitimately. Thank you for pushing culture. Yeah, legitimately.
Well,
pushing the
we'll
tide.
see. I also don't anticipate that it's going to continue on like forever. But I think for a season, this is what we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm here for it if that happens because I want people to get more used to the argument for miracles. The other thing I'm excited about is actually like there will be thoughtful non-Christians that will actually engage in the argument, and then the argument for miracles is only going to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is how like all the best formulations for arguments for God's existence came about. It's because people give good decent objections that actually, like, as Josh Rasmussen would say, illuminate the what does he say? Shoot, the light of reason, right, onto these arguments. So I'm super excited about it. Somebody else sent in a super chat real quick. I think you missed my super chat, but I said John's denom is Canadian. Nope, we said that. We said that. But
Still didn't spell my name right, but crazy work.
Well, how do you spell your name correctly?
It's on the screen, you dolt.
No, I don't think so. I think you're just making it up. All right, okay, another super chat real quick. Thoughts on Eucharistic miracles. There are 2 Eucharistic miracles that I think are authentic, or pass the levels of scrutiny that I would want to give. So, all right, guys, with that, we're going to call the stream. God bless you all. Until next time.
You made it to the end of this video, which means this message matters to you. If you want to see more content like this reaching people for Christ, you can help make it happen. Your support makes these videos possible. Click the link below and donate today. And if you want to go even deeper, consider joining our Patreon community. You'll get early access to videos, behind-the-scenes content, and a place to connect with others passionate about this mission.